Just hold on. Just hold on. I haven't clicked the record. All right. Yo, what's going on, man? This is another episode of Third Avenue, aka
Tap.
This is your boy Vinny.
And Hussein.
Yo, man, guys, I want to apologize for the abrupt ending of the previous episode. I actually was hoping that I was going to actually check it out today and to see how weird it was.
You could have just skipped to the towards
No,
the
I
end.
just didn't have time, bro. I really didn't have time today. So yeah, man. So I would like to apologize. The reason why it was so abrupt is that I actually had a gig at the call time that I was told that I need to be there was 6:45. And then the time when I looked at my phone, it was, guess what? 6:45. So you can imagine, and that time I'm like 30 minutes away from the gig. So it was a genuine shock, and I couldn't miss the gig and so forth. But yeah, we did make it, fortunately so. We made it right on time, and yeah, it was actually a fun night because we ended up going to another gig after that. Yeah, man, it was wild. But yeah, besides that, man, besides those apologies, but yeah, man, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm feeling good, man. No stress. How are you feeling?
I mean, just I don't have much stress, but there's just that usual anxious feeling that just comes out of nowhere, with all the changes that just happen in life. Before you know it, then you're like, okay, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, I think I'm more grateful than anything. Like every morning I just wake up more grateful. I'm actually I'm grateful for my wife, I'm just grateful for life, you know what I'm saying? But with that, like I said, it just comes with some here and there moments where you just wish you could dig a hole and just chill there for a long time and just come back. Hibernating. I don't know why hibernating was left only to the animal kingdom.
I think, that's a conversation, but I think cavemen, remember in winter they had to stay in the caves.
I'm going to have a choice, but there's no jackets, bro. Do you know how cold?
So
winter gets, bro.
So I think, we'll get into it, we'll dissect it if we remember it after the freestyle,
Yeah.
Because,
Hey, man, my freestyles lately, man, they ain't been going well. But at the end of the day, the more I do this, every week I do this, nigga, it's just gonna get sharper and sharper. The same way I get sharper and sharper with the podcast skills and everything else, man. With just consistency, maybe it gets better, man. Soon we'll just be freestyle niggas. You just not a freestyle
y'all won't know who's gonna come here to promote their album, and they need to rip some bars up in case
just because we have this segment.
Yeah,
because I don't want to ever become because we do speak a lot about music, which is cool because I feel like music is everything that it's our daily life and daily experiences. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man. But other than that, I don't want to be a very to have opinions.
But
a lot on just
I feel like
criticizing the industry. I don't want to.
No, I don't want to criticize. I think we just. I just want to focus on the art, though.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I'm more like your opinion on the art. We can go all day.
Man. If you haven't much,
but I'm not gonna talk about
you're talking about
those
the
things,
gossips and stuff, man. But yo, man, we're going fresh, man. Today we're going local, man. Guess it, man.
Shout out the nigga on the beat there, man. Who is it?
South made it.
South made it, man.
Yo, brother.
Shout out to South made it. I feel like I really made it. And maybe I'm just gonna get a little bit faded. This is a blackie type of speaks. I don't even know, I feel like I could never feel like it's a first week release. I don't even know, I'm trying to think so deep. I don't know, I'm just really trying to think so deep. Man, I'm feeling like the memories that I really wanna seek. Everybody wanna see me, never be, ever be like I just wanna be. Like I'm only sitting up on my own queen bee. Ay. Yeah.
Coco, guess who? Guess who? It's me, nigga. Yeah. I'm back again, nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, elegance, a nice touch, a nice smile. You got that. It's been a while. I'm talking in. I wanna walk. I wanna do the talk. I'm rapping out straight out the chest. Nigga, relax, rest. You know who it is, who knocked out the doors, who came in asking questions like what you need, nigga. This is the rap game, rap game. Off the dome, rapping regularly, but you know that I am so silly. I'm a fucking comedian, but you got it, baby, I got it. Yo, man, this beat is just switching up.
Yo,
I'm losing
niggas, they say they wanna get it all. But baby girl, let me take you to the mall, and maybe you could buy it everything all. I made it to the ground.
What?
I said I'm only gonna do my thing, and I never really said I gotta relax and whine. My wife gotta eat, my mama gotta eat.
What?
So I'm gonna rap on these beats, and I don't even need to sit up into the street. I run the streets. What the fuck, South
That
made
was an
it?
outro, man.
Hey, let me come back. Yeah. So today I'm feeling a little bit saucy, feeling like you never really saw me, feeling like I'm just a little pretty boy, feeling like I'm saucy. You could never really see me. Motherfuckers wanna be me. I rap on a different song. Everybody wanna say this is just a sing along. Maybe Shawty sitting at the back, feeling like I never said I made it out the rap. I trap nigga wanna come up a map. I ain't never said I never really cook up the math, but you could do the calculations. And man, I'm reading the edge of patience, killing the nation.
Yo, screw the fucking math, nigga. This is all about Inyaupe.
Hey, okay.
Straight out these niggas, y'all. You see me, I'm cramping.
Yeah.
Why are you angry? Ukwatile, why?
Yeah.
Smile a little, nigga. This is hard kicks out now. Niggas done popped out. Everybody's popping heads. Everybody's popped out. Listen to the hip hop flows, nigga. What? We got it all going on 3rd Avenue. Niggas look at me right now, rocking on bars, nigga. This is called shit, nigga. We on another level. This is straight Mars, nigga. I got screenshots, nigga. I got flashes of my life going so far. I know that, nigga. I'm so tight.
Say, hold up.
What?
Motherfuckers on sitting on the come up.
What?
We don't even know we had enough. Made it out the mud, now we feeling like we just rough. I just wanna rap on a different song. Niggas wanna get along. I just wanna tell them that I made it all along. That Avenue almost going for a year now. I guess I lost the flow a little bit there. Feeling like I really don't give a shit. I don't really wanna care, but niggas gotta check us out. I just wanna take it out with my house. Said I made it out my own mama house. Said I made it out my mama house. And I'm chilling with my fucking spouse. Said I made it out my mama house. And I'm chilling with my motherfucking spouse. Mother niggas said they had some doubts. Motherfuckers gotta grow up now. Hey.
Yeah, nigga, it's rough. Nigga, it's rough for a nigga out here tryna be cool, nigga. Nigga, I'm just fly, now got it good. Nigga, I got it good. Man.
Said I come on, feeling like I never really wanna say everybody wanna say this ain't even a motherfucking sing along, but I made it for the wrong, but I got myself just a kneeling alone. Everybody says gotta make it full alone. I just wanna feel like I really being on. I just wanna get my swag and you niggas don't have a shit.
Hey man, I keep my border, man. My father, my fish straight out of the ghetto, nigga.
Yeah, man.
While I'm lying, nigga, we straight from
Devlin.
But anyways, man.
Yo, it's fucking hot in here, man.
This is the instrumental from last time. Hey man. But yo, man, I actually, I won't lie to you. I really love doing this free the bar thing, And and the best, I think sometimes I wish that before we start the pod, I just had the topics that I think I'm gonna address within my freestyles.
But then it wouldn't be a freestyle.
But it wouldn't be a freestyle because sometimes I find that this thing gets organic as hell, bro. If you go back on some of the things, like, damn, this nigga was talking deep shit.
Mama,
you
know, my wife was watching the other episode, not the one that came out. We were like, yo, man, the freestyle was fire. Like,
Yeah.
I think it was episode 40 or something like that.
Which not the one that just recently it was the one where I was just drowning, man.
I think there was.
I'm just sometimes these freestyles just drown me, man.
It was not the one that came out. Yeah, it was the other one, not the one that dropped today. The other one. So she was like, to be fair, man, it just to anyone, it just feels like, yo, what the fuck? I always often think about when we have a guest.
If we're actually gonna do it.
No, we're doing it.
What do you mean we're doing it, blood?
We're doing it,
bro. First of all,
it's part of Third Avenue.
Yeah, bro. You can't.
Like, no. Even if the person talks on the beat, bro, it's a good way to relax, unwind, get someone into the mood. That's what we do, though.
Yeah, to get yourself. Into
so
the energy of what the podcast is about.
You don't have to. If you wanna come pre-wrote bars, you know what I mean. If you want me to write your bars for you, hey yo. We'll say, hey, dog, this is what...
But the beats are random as hell, bro. Like, none of it... Like, everything... You know, the thing is... It's like, everything is like, okay, we get here, and then now we're going to be like, okay, what types of beats we'll play, whatever.
I don't know. I forecast this happening. After a while, it will just somehow start getting a bit more serious.
Yeah. I also have a feeling like...
And then niggas are gonna be submitting beats and shit. You know what I mean? You know, just to just get it for now. Yeah, I think, like, to be honest, we would have just created the beats from scratch, but that's just way too much work, bro.
So like, you just
work.
That's
bro.
where you
just
start
working on so many projects at the same time.
That's when you just start losing the consistency of it.
Like I said, it's always gonna depend on when the podcast officially just goes out into the world, and depending on how many people value this free off the dome.
Yeah, I mean, for now, obviously, it's everything. Everything is usually a rough sketch, and I think I know that, we used to say this a lot in the beginning of the podcast, that everything is organically just gonna put itself together,
like it is, And
I like the fact that it has over time.
Yeah.
And we don't have the pressures. Shout out to the new subscribers. Which I did shout you guys out.
You guys saw the new logo. Yeah.
But guys, don't forget to like and share, man, and also leave a like under this, just not a like, sorry, what is it? Comment.
Yeah, so I saw Habibi commented. He's like, yo, damn. I started seeing the episode, like the shadow ban was serious, because to him he was not getting shit, like.
Yeah, but YouTube needs to figure this stuff out. I think no, but to be fair,
I don't even know, because I think it also wants a little bit of. I think it's calculating everything. We don't know how the algorithm is, Everyone is assuming how it works, but what I'm assuming it is, it wants. You're gonna find once we turn it off.
And then it's just nigga. There was seamless.
There was no. You're gonna find. I don't know. Now you just made me lose my train of thought. I don't know how many episodes of When This Light Is On. Was it? You know what I mean?
Was it on the whole entire time? Nah, I doubt it, bro. I think majority of the time the light is
I have
off.
no idea. I'm just like that. But yeah, we were talking about free. Yeah, the videos were just basically hidden. But I think what it wants us to do is to start sharing a lot.
Yeah.
And then to see that maybe it
then
wants
the algorithm will
say, oh yeah, this person wants to be seen, out of here and all that stuff, and hopefully it starts pulling up. Soon we are going to be launching on other platforms, meaning your Instagram, your TikTok, just to share and stuff. But you know what, it just making it happen organically, like how we've been making it happen for almost a year right now. This is the month that we actually started recording the pod. Actually, this is the month. Yeah, it's the month. It was not the first month we dropped, but this was the month.
Yeah, it was the month as well that I also started comedy as well.
Yeah. So it's like big time just to come back and view and be like, oh shit, we still doing this. Cool, So yeah, man. Whatever happens, man. It's just gotta keep flowing. And
now, let's go back to the topic of why aren't we allowed as human beings to hibernate?
I think the mind hibernates. This is gonna sound a bit thing, but like every time you're in winter, it's like your brain wants to like chill, man. think it's going back to our forefathers, like, especially in Southern Africa. I don't think,
So would you say then that's why every time when they see that where everyone knows things about Nyashi? I think that might be like,
Wait, how
like,
did we get to the national?
No, because you I'm going to connect the dots. I'm not just throwing wild shots out here. You were saying that in most cases, most times in winter, we always feel like you say that people feel more mellowed out indoors, right?
Yeah.
But if we think about it historically, and then back in the caveman time, what period would you be able to nyash the most in the time that you would spend in confined spaces with your significant other?
Data, but you made me think about how many babies are born in winter versus summer in South Africa.
But no,
born is a different.
You see now, if you do that, you see that okay, that could be a whole thing.
One thing I do think about human beings, man. Human beings from the inception of time, yeah, man. That's all they love, man.
But I'm saying, don't you think now that winter situation back in the days where you know that you can't go outside, you can't do anything. Now psychologically we are all wired. When we feel that,
because there was no point also going outside because the animals that you want to hunt are also like hibernating. So like, you know what I'm saying?
Because now when you say this, when I was watching Shaka Ilembe, father, this weekend, this previous
nigga was
long
off.
week.
This nigga was
off the whole week. So I was honestly, man, there are times where you just realize I need to do better in my life. And you're off. You're like, nah, man. I don't
like,
but bro. Sometimes you're like, oh my god.
I wish.
I absolutely did nothing today.
I wish I missed those days. I don't have those days no more.
But going back to the Shaka Ilembe thing, and when we're talking about winter, because it was cold for some reason the last week. So now I'm thinking to myself, and in Shaka, that Zulu attire, and I'm like, bro, damn, nigga, what happens when it's winter?
But you forget those guys are like KZN.
Bro, winter's winter, bro.
But nah, KZN.
You know what they were.
KZN, and I've asked people from KZN.
So KZN winter is not that cold?
I wouldn't say KZN as a whole, because obviously KZN is big.
Because Lesotho people...
Because if, let's say, KZN, it leans more towards the border of the Free State, which, yeah, they apparently... Even the pipes, water freezes inside there. You understand what I'm saying?
Damn.
So, like, I don't know. Yeah, you're right, but...
No, but I was just it was just that thing of like...
What episode are you on, actually?
I think I'm like on episode 9 or 10. But it's just...
Wait, what?
Yeah, of the first season.
Nigga, you almost finished?
Yeah, I also wasn't trying to like watch it too much. I was taking it easy. Right? Yeah, no, it's fire, man. It's fire. The one thing I always ask myself is like, what happened to the hairstyles? Was those hairstyles historically correct?
Yeah.
And I had this argument, and I was like, remember, the whole show has to be historically correct.
Because remember, even when it starts, it writes the historian consultant.
Yeah.
In the intro,
the show.
Like.
So why were we making? You see, that means the Weeknd and them were the head of the game.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day,
I think
they were the Weeknd was just biting off Basquiat.
No, obviously, no.
I don't want to say biting. I feel like
he's never addressed it.
We should be
but you never Basquiat. Know he's Ethiopian. How do you know? He could have had a deeper meaning.
No, he had it the same way Basquiat all had it. Like, but like, you don't have a
before we even started, because yo dog, yeah, like there's a part in Shaka where that guy, I got they were trading, and then they got him like a blanket, and then this is how I knew we've always been saucy as black people. That's who I told you. I said, yeah. That was the first nigga to flex on niggas. He was walking like this. So how you think, bro? Them niggas, of course, were rocking hairstyles. That's why. That's why, like, sometimes this hairstyle thing, right?
But what about the Khoisan then? Why wasn't the Khoisans? You know, them niggas still have
Because remember,
the Khoisan is because they are still the Khoisan.
but remember with South
Still
African
exist.
history, every-
I know why. Sorry, I actually have the answer to my own question. I think it's because the Khoisan are more hunter gatherers. You understand?
Mm,
So when you're hunter gatherers, your entire existence is just eating.
mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
and it's not necessarily they're not based on building a society and a
Yeah.
societal. You know, everything's always temporary. So I guess when you have the time, and especially if you are rich in the resources, I think you have more times to become more focused on
Yeah, because
the presentation
you're
and
forgetting
artistic.
like that empire of the Nguni people were people who were more strategic, right?
Yeah.
So meaning what they were like. Remember, everyone came from down. I don't know the history of when everyone started pulling from down and coming into South Africa, Southern Africa, you know.
Yeah.
And so, yes, the Khoi people were more nomadic. They move around,
Yeah.
right? And then you got the Nguni people who settled, right? And I use the word Nguni on purpose, if you get me.
Why?
Because if you watch Shaka, Zulu was a tribe,
Yes.
kingdom within the Nguni,
People.
right?
Yeah.
And then what happened is when Shaga's reign came, from what I searched this weekend, and remember, there are different sources, so maybe people will interpret it more. So I highly encourage people to look even more. But because of Shaga's reign was more impactful, and they took a lot of tribes in, the Zulu tribe dominated. No one, that's why the Zulu palace or kingdom, they are their own people. Then you'll get the other people. That's why people usually in South Africa, we refer to each other by our tribe or clan names,
Yeah.
not tradition. So
like the one thing that I hope that show does, which
Mhm.
it has already showed us, and it has already showed us the Tsongas,
oh yeah.
right?
Yeah, and the Portuguese.
Yeah, and then
Mm.
everything, and what because I feel like what makes Shanga a good show is because we have watched Vikings, right?
Mm.
You watch Vikings, and Viking, it was
So like similar.
yeah. So like Vikings is, even when it was released, it was one of the first, those good TV shows that
It was
was released
like-
on the History Channel.
Yeah.
And what I like about Vikings was that you get to see not necessarily a like accurate historical event, but it's also based on a lot of history.
Because remember, like I said
And
to
for the
you,
first time, we have our personal one.
of
And
course,
honestly, the
And it's
cinematography,
it's
the fight
beautiful.
scenes. For me, it's the war
first
scene. That's why I
Everything,
was
no, you-
impressed. I'm like, which director?
No, they're right there,
yeah.
man.
No, but South African directors, because these different
So
kinds of directors.
what happened?
bro.
What happened is, from what I could read from the wiki, essentially the show was supposed to, I don't know, go watch the MacG episode.
Yeah.
But what happened is it was supposed to be a movie, which was budgeted by Showtime. Showtime is I think the production channel or
They were
multi
probably gonna
the one
Michael B.
No,
Jordan and
some
Shaka
shit.
Ilembe.
Yeah, and
Coming,
and then
Black
the
Panther's
budget was reportedly to be around $90 million, right? That didn't work, and then we got bomb production, grand. Those, I think it even did Zone 14. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And so when I watched the show, man, it was this pride, man, of like, you forget the beauty. I like that because it's showing a very different part of history, right? As like I did history in high school, like full out, right?
Yeah.
And there's an often thing of like I was talking to the folks about it. When you learn history from grade 10 to 12, it starts from when Van Riebeck comes. It's
Yeah.
like a 3-part movie. Feel me? You're getting all these people, Vasco da Gama coming in and reportedly just, you wanted to take a piss or some shit. You saw a nigga's like, this nigga apparently he shot a hunter-gatherer and he dipped. Apparently he was maybe the first guy. It's beauty about
He's the
history.
first murderer.
Whatever.
First
You see?
Caucasian
Isn't it
murderer.
also weird that nigga held a gun and he's like, fuck this gun, and then he basically took Millie Meal for pop.
No, but that gun was useless.
It was kind
And
of.
it was honestly, it was.
But I can't wait.
It was
Season 2 is
a
coming out.
useless
Season 2 is
weapon,
coming
bro.
out next month. Oh
Yeah.
wow, that's time has moved fast.
Yeah, no, it does.
But essentially, I remember just watching it, man, and like you were talking about hairstyles, and you're starting to see, especially in South Africa, it's a bad thing, right? We have to report on our history of this country, but it seems as if we are only focused on one part of history.
Yeah, because that's.
You understand what I'm saying?
Because you know,
It's not wrong, of course, right? But it's also like you watching that shit, you seeing niggas in braids and Goku hairstyles and shit.
but I still feel like they can make a better apartheid movie
I mean,
because the
it depends
thing,
on how.
the-
Wait. Let me ask you this question.
the thing that I've
What
noticed
would-
about
okay, if-
you know what
if-
makes Shaka Ilembe dope?
What?
It's not about Shaka.
It's about the Zulu.
It's just about
No.
Africa. No, it's
Okay,
about South Africa
African.
and how South Africa. How, for me, I know it's like, how was South Africa before apartheid, before all of that? And fortunately, so I think because if you like when you watch Shaka Ilembe, bro, Shaka doesn't even
Takes a minute.
Yeah,
bro.
and he's, even when he like for me, it's like
He's still in
there's
his
so
infancy.
many there are so many characters that you are, and I was saying this about the other time about when you know you're watching a good television
Bro.
show, and I said it with Beauty and the Black, best thing on television right now after Shaka Ilembe. I'm gonna always plug Beauty and the Black, man. I need to make sure.
The wife actually seems hot. I kind of regret not watching it with my wife.
Which one?
The wife.
The wife?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Let me finish my thing. Let me finish my train of thought. The characters.
Dude.
If what, like for example, Beauty and the Black, we all know that the main chick is that girl.
Yeah, but remember.
But the cat, because we want. If, for example, if Shaka had to die on that show, you'd be like, okay, cool, nigga. I still want to know about the other characters.
Because I think right now we're so focused. So I know, what's that guy's name?
It has a Game of Thrones feel. You know, Game of Thrones, you couldn't get attached to anybody.
And they gruesome, the reality of this how. You know what? Oh, dude, you know that scene where spoilers, by the way, guys, spoilers.
I mean, come on, man. It's been years since the series has came out, but
No, but remember what you know what like before
spoiler in terms of
like the show. I'm gonna spoil
Shaka Ilembe.
but you know why?
But I don't do spoilers for Shaka.
But do you know
You
what's
can spoil Game of Thrones,
But you know what's the problem? And now I'm gonna just go off slightly topic, right? Do you know why the show took for long for us to watch?
yeah,
It's because DSTV seems, I think, bro, they want to hold on that show. So because now it feels like in order for us to watch season 2, we're gonna have to go get this DSTV subscription so we can go back on Mozambique Magic so we can get it.
yeah, but you can just borrow someone's DSTV account.
I know, bro, but it seems like they're hogging this thing, dog.
Hey, but bro, television, you know, I mean, I won't lie to you, it is the best thing.
I told my wife, like, I think I'm gonna wait so I can binge.
Yeah, but you're gonna wait, bro.
I'm
Are we talking about
patient.
next year, bro?
Bro, I'm patient, bro. I love that show. I ain't even rushing, bro.
Nah,
I'm
not,
like
bro.
Invincible. Invincible. Like I'm grown
I'm
enough
not.
now. I'm grown enough to know, like, yo, dog. I'm gonna break some sad news to you.
No, I
after
know.
this.
I was thinking the same thing when we started talking about deadlines. But finish what you're gonna say.
Come on, babe, but-
We'll discuss it because I
but-
know if I go into it now, just
but
throw the whole thing.
I've especially with this junk shit we've been getting lately.
Yeah, no.
I don't mind waiting.
Yeah,
2
no.
years.
That's the one thing I've realized. It's like, okay, you know, imagine you were so hyped to watch a show, and then you watch the show, and You know, there's always that lingering thing that, man,
It's like it's like watching The Office after Michael leaves, and you feel like I like the show, but I would have been fine with him when he leaves at the airport, and I leave it to my own interpretation.
Yeah. And I personally think Michael is the most despicable character that has ever been on television.
You know what I mean?
Michael
But like, it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, that show, bro, nigga, I watched and I'm like, every damn near actor that you knew in that show,
Yeah.
it seemed like, nah, this a big gig. I gotta hit the jam, fam.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yo, bro.
Like,
And there was, you know, one thing I liked about the show?
dog.
Even the extras. Which I don't even know. It didn't feel like those extras.
Do you remember when I was telling, was it on the pod when I was telling, I was
what?
like, yo, bro, I go to the gym. I even told my wife, babe, even if I'm like that extra there at the back.
Which I feel like adulting suffers with sometimes.
Oh, you know,
Oh my God.
adulting, amazing.
The characters.
And I love,
And
let me say this just to go in. This is why now I start seeing it, right? And you miss. When I watch Adulting, just to pivot, right? And I told my hand, I'm like, bro, you are so convinced these niggas are homies. I even want to find out.
It is.
I even want to ask them, like, are you guys like spitballing?
Yeah.
Like, are you guys just basically this is the premise?
It's called real acting.
Thing.
You know why? You know why you say that? And why also I feel like Shaka Ilembe is so much easier to watch. Even though they could have put that in Netflix and didn't have to put a word of English. For some reason. And I've noticed, and I feel like I would struggle with it.
Bro.
There's a problem with our English dialogue.
I don't want the English dialogue.
No, but it's the reason...
We can watch Squid Games. We can watch what Money Heist. That's why I say...
No, I'm saying that... No, I'm saying that where times where the writing suffers is how... I don't know. I've never been on a TV show, and my fear is...
What's...
I know how it... If let's say I had a line, let's say let's make up a situation. Let's make up some lines so it works out clearly. So I'm gonna say to you, because I'm telling you what I'm saying to you, and you must say what I'm saying back. Okay. I want to see how unnatural it's gonna sound.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up to you. I'm gonna say, "Hey, sir, what is your name, and why do you look so weird?" And then you're gonna reply, "My name is none of your business. I look weird because I'm weird."
It's usually the dialogue, ne?
It's the dialogue. Now we have to do it. Let's try and do it the most natural way possible without it even seeming, because it's the worst part. We announced. So if we can make it seem natural in this natural conversation.
You think it's an Oscar coming up?
Shaka Ilembe watching, Donna. I know you're casting some... I don't even think I'll
this is how you know how it is.
But you remember the lines.
It's like, yo, bro, who the hell are you? And why do you look so SS?
Still feels rehearsed, man.
It feels rehearsed, but it feels... Do you know why I think now it's starting to be better?
Yeah.
And it's not only... I think you only started noticing it now on Netflix because it was getting pushed more.
Yeah.
But it's a whole lot of shows, even the American...
No, it's getting better.
It's
not... Yeah, sorry.
This
is not just a
South African thing. No, it's a big thing. It's like, okay, cool, you're saying... I'm thinking about if I saw a nigga like... When I wanted to reply to you, I didn't want to do it in English. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's because you
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, your main source of communication is
in South Africa. Even if I meant to be, and I'd be like, and even if I was like, bruh.
Do you know why?
I don't know.
You know what else I feel like is hard with acting? You need to stick to a consistent speech pattern and a consistent accent. You can't be bowling, and it depends on the character you're playing at the same time.
Yeah.
So, okay, then let's run the line. Remember, the line is, I come up to you, I'm like, hello,
nah,
sir.
Man, find a better premise. The fuck? Why would I be walking up to you and just calling you weird, bro?
Yeah, because I'm giving you the simple lines. If you don't,
the simple, like, nah, it needs to. Okay. It lacks.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to you. I'm gonna say hello, sir.
Why would you be walking? Who walked up to you and said hello, sir?
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to you. I'm like, yo, bro, I think my wife is cheating on me, man. And then you're gonna reply, I'm sorry I had to do that to you, man. She came on to me and I didn't know why. You got it? You remember? You remember what your line is?
So it has to only be English.
Bro, however, remember the script is saying that you must say it this way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can,
Okay, so
as
that
soon
means
as-
you have to first. Gotta remember, I have to feed off your energy.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you don't start it proper,
So I
then...
must, I'll go into acting mode.
Okay, sharp. This is okay. I think I want to laugh first.
Now you see, you're unprofessional.
Okay.
You see now that's how you're gonna mess
Okay,
this
cool,
thing up.
cool.
Okay, let me get into the zone.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about my wife hating on me right now. Sorry.
Hey, Poison. I think my wife is cheating with me, man.
Hey, man. I don't know how to tell you this, but like, it wasn't my fault, bro. Like, come on, man. You know we've been day one niggas. You know how it is, man. But like, yeah, man. She just started like holding me and shit. You know what I mean? One thing led to another, and then, fuck, man. I don't know how to like even say the words, because I'm like fucking, you know.
It's funny how you start the conversation by saying to me how long we've been friends, and yet you think it's fine for you. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. I'm not even gonna wild out on your ass, nigga.
Why do you sound like a
I don't want to give you the privilege.
Okay, cool.
You fucked it up already. What do you mean? Why do I sound like a Tyler Perry?
You sound like...
you see what I'm saying? This is where I think that acting becomes difficult because you have to make an intuitive decision on how do
wouldn't you also say acting is also difficult because now acting and writing, what do you call this? The dialogue has to make sense for the time as well. If remember in Shaka, right? They've built this world, right?
Yeah.
In the 19th century, right? And they need to keep us in that world, right?
Yeah.
I think now I kind of get it. I think the problem with modern television dialogue and movie dialogue is that when you're building the world, you somehow have to capture the audience that in this world, this is the way they talk.
And then
But
you have to do that in very subtle ways, like the style
and everyone.
maybe the time frame.
And I think the beginning part of it is when it needs to first sound weird, but by the middle or the second act, as a viewer, you already know this is how they talk.
But like,
But now I think that it's up to the actor, it's up to the writer, it's up to the director to find a way. Like, okay, dog. For example, this is how they think a Gen Z script goes. Right? The Gen Z. Dog. Because, no, we don't say dog, man. This thing... Sorry, I'm just thinking about a joke. Where this comedian says he's 44 years old. And now, apparently, and he's from Brooklyn, and he's not allowed... They don't eat hot dogs anymore.
Oh, they call them glizzies.
Yeah, right. So
you must guys check out that. You must actually check it out. It's on. It's the.
I just found it. On the
don't tell comedy. No, the reason the thing is, you're gonna tell it now, and someone is gonna be like,
oh yeah, no.
And you make it sound so whack.
I'm not making the joke.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
But like,
watch it. It's the recent video.
But like, I often now think about it when now you have to write. For example, I was telling mom about when we were in high school, right?
Yeah.
And the way we spoke, right? Shout out to Abdul. Abdul was the one who basically was the founder of like Nizamian language.
Yeah, the lingo.
The lingo, right? The vernac that was created within that place. You understand what I'm saying? So if let's say we hypothetically had to write about like that time, we had to make sure now the audience understands this is the way the niggas talk.
But one thing I've noticed that I feel like that's what Matigi Two Shoes
Who's that?
He was even recently on Big G's podcast. This is the biggest South African streamer apparently, but he's more of a musician. He made his name, but it's the one thing that I've even the whatever and all of that. I feel like it goes again to having, because when you brought in our old school, like our old high school in Zambia, and I know with other schools, because maybe the school is bigger and maybe it's not as
Like
deep to us, because every Nizamian,
like what's like I would say more of Gen Z. I think you could meet, I don't know, but you can. But you must remember, you can meet someone who sounds like they speak Venek, but they fully speak English because they say shit like, "Yo, you know this thing is Klepora like me."
Yeah, and that time it's an like Indian guy saying it, and which was a weird thing. But I think it was easier back then to even be able to have our own lingo, because there was not necessarily a lot of influence that you would have got from online, unless it's an American thing, and we don't want to sound American and so forth. So that's why, like, my ticket two shoes coming in with the coil, and which, first of all, I don't even know if he's the one who started it, but he uses the term coil in almost any weird
probably stole it from a homeless guy.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
It's always like
you never know. Always some weird ass nigga like Matronyo. You know, I've been saying Matronyo for a long time. And
who started? I remember, like,
I got told. Who told me this?
Nah,
I don't remember. But basically,
I remember. Wait. A funny story when you say the word Matronyo.
Yeah.
So, like, once was when I was a kid, right? So we went to like predominantly like Muslim South African, you know.
Yeah, please do not try and actually tell people what the definition is, but tell your stories, right? So people can put together.
Yeah.
Two and two
so
together.
So this nigga was like, what did he say? Yeah, he even said this word. And I was like 12 or something.
Yeah.
But he thought I didn't know what he was saying.
Yeah.
And this is like at the masjid. You understand what I'm saying? This is at the mosque. So he thinks because he's using these 1, 2, 3 words, I don't know what the niggas say.
Like, I'm happy Matronyo has even gone worldwide.
Yo, dog, let's just leave it. Whoever decodes it, decodes it.
Yeah. I'm happy that thing is worldwide.
Whoever decodes it,
you know,
decodes
something what you like, I'm happy that no one knows it. I can chill with my point.
No, there's just words where, like, let's think about, like I said, Shepol. Right?
Yeah.
It's just, you know, when you're just like, this is the moment I am proud that I'm a black man who knows Venek. Like, you just be like, yeah, it's not like, oh man, this thing is so hard.
I feel like the vernacular language has a lot of emotion and expression.
That's what I'm saying.
The things that the words were made.
I think also now.
It's like, why? Like, I'll give you an example. I know this is going to be stupid. First, I think there's a point that I didn't finish, but it is what it is. Wait, I was going back to the Lego of Batikish, but I want to finish this because. So, one thing I've noticed is that nowadays, you will have South African media being given to South Africans through the new mediums like YouTube, Instagram, and so forth. Whereas back then, when we were back in younger, we used to look more into what are the SA guys doing. I mean, not the American guys, because that's what we watch. And I mean, a lot of the time, even till now, you consume a lot. And thank God that nowadays, in fact, niggas have Wi-Fi, niggas get so more connection. So then we get more.
It's weird. It's weird that now there's an American South African accent.
Yeah, which like usually all the rappers, you know.
Be with me, man. You know, and you know what thing that used to irritate me as a kid.
Yeah.
Because obviously I developed my English in a slightly sounding an American accent. I've grown to know that if you think I sound American, then you've never heard Americans talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, I never
got it. I don't know why people always say you sounded American. I never got it.
I never got it.
Even when I was at school and we used to be like, but guys, Have you heard? You didn't even sound. You know what's the worst
And the worst part, I started
you don't
even gaming.
sound.
I started gaming with Americans,
and you don't even have that. You know, there's that.
I think
I was gonna throw. I
think you know. I think
Jerry under Jerry Big Spade.
No. I think what happened was.
bridge.
I think what happened was because I wasn't trying to mimic a certain American way of speaking. Because remember, remember now, because also now we have a lot of media. There are accents. Just as how many accents?
Now you realize, bro.
You realize?
Can you imagine now?
Because you just have every
American accent through
you be like,
Houston. The Houston.
Have you ever heard Andre 3000? You can hear that nigga's a Southerner.
Yeah.
So he's from Georgia.
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
And you can hear it.
But I won't lie to you. The one Memphis, the accent from Memphis.
But isn't it weird that also now there's like a Bronx accent?
There's all of them.
Yeah, but like, isn't it weird? But we always heard New York, but like
you never heard.
As soon as like Pop Smoke popped out,
but I feel
was like, wait,
I think it goes back again. The internet has enabled just the same in South Africa.
I think
places.
I think everyone
that before.
Shout out to actually what you're saying is there's a video by Intellectual Media. She makes a video, right? It's not only because we never knew of the accents. It's just because of the times.
Yeah.
Everyone has a switch. Everyone is talking according to what. For example, every single black person around the world has a switch. Yeah. Right?
Code switching.
We all code switch, right? So once you're in a specific area, right, you're gonna start learning the jargon of that particular area, right?
Yeah.
And like, obviously, what sucks with being a black man who wants to get out the hood, you know what sucks?
What?
Everybody fucking lame once you like start trying to like make money. Everybody they try to talk like portion shit. People still
do it. No.
So
maybe let me connect. I want to understand you when you say that. Are you saying it from an articulation in terms of pronunciation point of view, or more of coming across as you have your life and everything else put together?
I think yeah. But
I also
let me not actually put it on a particular race. I think everyone starts doing it, and just like I need to know you make money when you got the joja uluet. Remember that meme ya uluet bare puza manza uluet.
Yeah, I get you.
It sounds funny, right? But when you start like leveling up, and guys, when we're talking about leveling up, we're not talking about being rich. We're like, dog, you start working in the office, now you're hearing, you mirror what you hear in the environment. These guys start inviting you via conferences. You don't start seeing, because niggas like us, niggas still to this day, I'm joking, to this day, you're gonna start now coming into a room full of like, blah, 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 blah. Then obviously, I'm not judging, right? But obviously now, the Ian Dono Kasukudilo Chakokasi.
You know when you say this now, I've realized one thing. And it is crazy that I'm gonna say this. And I hope that one day niggas can record me saying this. Because I've noted there's been a significant transition.
Mm-hmm.
White people never had to in their entire life have to code switch. And specifically, if you note the old white South Africans, they don't code switch at all. Maybe there's a few guys that you know of. But now what I've noticed is, in South Africa, because you're a white guy, because you're black, a white man at times would code switch.
Are you talking about offensive questions?
No. Obviously, there's offensive code switching, but you see that this person is code switching because the reason why we code switch is because you don't you want to feel like you belong. You want to, you want everyone to feel comfortable in the situation that they are in. So they are also trying to do the same thing, you know. But it depends on how you do it, because other people will find it. Because some people won't do it necessarily to an offensive point of view, but they will do it seamlessly, just like how we black niggas know how to do it seamlessly. There's an art to it. You feel me?
I think
like your boss knows that your brother gives you a call. It's like, hey man, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, man.
Then you know what, my wife, because she was watching The Wife, right? And they replayed one of the characters, right? And so she wanted to find out why this character why is he not playing the same character, right? And so she searches the video, because the wife is like, you know, full Zulu, you know, blown Zulu, right? Now you watching this guy character. Now she shows me a video. She's like, "Yo, carve this nigga, bro." It's like, yes, so my name is. I'm like, yo, hold up. So my name is, yeah, man. So I was playing on The Wife. Nigga, what? Nigga, you want like no tints of English, just Zulu, dog. Zulu full blown to tear ngati, dog. A tints of English will not pull me out of this nigga. The worst part is not like, you know, there's like a quave switch of, in like, I think everyone does this in South Africa. Like, I don't know, I just did it now, where you basically like, it's like a South African black English accent.
Yeah, I understand.
Right, you know what I mean? You don't even have that one, you know those things. It's just like, yeah, mama. And like, from what I've known, bro, especially the Zulu Oaks,
Hey, the Zulu niggas know English.
You know what up, them niggas? To be fair,
and they have the freshest accent, those guys.
I've like switched, and y'all Zulus must not get too cock. I've switched my views that I think everyone needs to speak Zulu, especially if you stay in the city of Johannesburg and you live in Gauteng.
Listen to the guy who speaks the weakest
Zulu. I know, dog. I know, and now I feel bad, man. I feel bad. You understand what I'm saying? Because like, once I start seeing the
thing I've noticed about Zulu and why it's so hard to learn, it's because you're not attaching it an accent. I've noticed whenever I make a
you're not confident.
You know, every time.
What the fuck? Yeah. They come disrespect me.
No, listen, every time I've noticed when I fuck that KZN flair onto my Zulu.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Haven't you felt like after you watched Shaka, you just started feeling like you want to speak Zulu, fam?
No. You see what? I don't want to do that because my wife has tendencies to realize that I'm a troll. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm fine.
She's gonna be hating. I don't even know what she didn't even want to watch the show.
The thing is, and especially now, guys, you know, I'm starting to notice, like, if you watch anything on Showmax, I think you can learn Zulu in a year.
Easy face.
What I need to and even the way they speak Zulu.
When you want to, if you don't follow the authentic accent on
these motherfuckers, and
even
you know,
if you bought
and
it,
the worst part, what sucks, you know what sucks, bro? Like, you wanna hate on Zulus, bro. And
but
then
they just have the
dog.
And it's nothing,
it's nothing that they got that swag, dog. And then the worst part, they like one of those only tribes in war history that they talk about.
Yeah, entirely, bro.
Like, and then I was like,
entirely.
Like, even when you want to act like everything, they'll be like, so like, this is the military tactics. Carry on watching Shaka, then you'll be like, oh my god, this motherfucker was insane, fam.
No, but he was, man. He was.
But like, now it killed me. Now you're looking at them, these niggas been saucy. Then the worst part, right? The military trained niggas from Inkabi. These military niggas trained from apartheid. They're also Zulus.
You know?
Nigga.
We need to do something. We need to run a serious PR campaign. Man. For people in Limpopo. I love Limpopo, but man, the PR is becoming shaky now.
And you know what's the worst part? Like, up there, you know, up. Like, Basotho. Lesotho was also like they're aggressive. Don't fuck with them niggas, man. Don't fuck with
criminal activities.
No, allegedly. I don't want to be. Hey, I don't want to be getting
But I
popped
used to
up.
watch back in the days. I used to watch, on
Yallah.
YouTube.
I'm joking.
There's a time when COVID was hitting so hard. I was just watching.
Yeah.
Niggas went to prison. South
Hey,
African
bro,
guys.
them niggas.
And for some reason, I kept on hearing, I just my Sutu accent just left because I was.
Bro, them niggas.
And I won't lie to you. Sutu does not sound threatening. That man will be talking. No, bro. Those guys, they'll be saying,
Have you ever watched? There was
but bro, when those guys were talking, I won't lie to you.
No, it's because
even though what they were saying was so violent, it didn't seem so.
There was
serious.
another one, bro, like that deep Sotho accent. Where now it doesn't
but
sound
don't
fun.
attach it to actors. Some other actors they know.
No. I don't. I think obviously I feel like the ones that sound more friendly is Sepedi le Setswana. Not Sesotho. Sepedi le Setswana. We sound, hey, welcome. That's why Meshweshwe was a diplomatic nigga. You understand? That's why I also ask vendors mfana. The statistic of vendor people is so small, man.
It is ridiculous.
Oh man, I'm so sad.
That's what
I thought I watched Shaka. I'm like, we must have a nigga, man.
That's why
I was like, we must.
We have to, man.
I'm sure we do. But remember, the Nguni people, right? They had more of. They worked together. From what Dad explained to me. Others, we were more like until he.
What were we doing, Black?
We were like just trying to just get by. We didn't give like two shits.
We were not into conquering.
Like even Dad was telling me that remember there's the chief of KwaZulu-Natal, like basically allegedly.
So now
like we were just
so now basically, I'm not offending anybody. I'm not offending anybody. Because if I'm offending anybody, first of all, let's remember, this is the point of this podcast. We just discuss ideas, we just throw them out there, and maybe we learn.
And we're wrong.
Maybe we're geniuses.
We're not trying to sell you anything. So we are figuring it out together.
Yes. So you are basically saying to me that we fall under the category of the pussies.
We fall, I would say, let me say this. Me and you in war times, right?
Yeah.
Would be more here, which is not a bad thing. Because
how? Because
that if you look at all the other surrounding countries, diplomacy doesn't mean. Remember, this is when you know how to lead a good team and you select good people who know what the fuck they're good at. Because the thing with men, not all men, doesn't mean.
I want us to continue this conversation on the next episode with better information.
Yeah.
You know what I want us to do? I want us to look into a little bit of brief history in terms of
the vendor people.
Not the vendor people. The guys,
because
the ones in low in stock, the Limpopo region side. I want to understand. Like the way
so what happened?
The way there's so much information about the Zulus and everything.
No, because remember
what made us profound? How did we survive?
No, it's there, but you must remember they were reported on more on. They fought with the British more.
No, but we still would.
We still have history.
Let's now figure out.
You know what we need to
because
just.
What if we also what if
we want our warrior?
Our own warriors.
We want a warrior.
Mm-hmm. The untold story of Muraro. You never know, bro. You never know.
That's the best vendor name you could come up with.
It was the first one I did. Just popped up in my head.
You would be fearing Muraro, man.
Muraro. You know that this thing
is... vendors have like literally them niggas fist fight for fun, bro.
That doesn't mean anything. That's my problem. You see when the Zulu used to do that thing, at least you know that they were slicing real niggas back in the days. What the hell were we doing?
The thing is, we don't know. Actually, that's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. To do the justice for us that we are saying want to be real South Africans and representation.
You sure your battery's not dying, bro? I had to jumpstart the nigga yesterday.
Nah, I don't think.
But anyway, man, let's change the topic.
Yeah.
The unfortunate news, guys, that can't say I'm shocked. GTA 6 is only coming in 2026 in May.
I think you saying, I don't think a lot of people were shocked.
But it's also like, what the fuck?
Like, what are you guys cooking? My only thing is, and I feel like every person, like we said, we said.
I thought a delay would be like December.
But wasn't it scheduled to come out?
It would usually come out in September.
And then now.
So now
I would.
But Vinny, do you realize? Do you know that's a year from now?
That's a whole year, bro.
That's a fucking goddamn
whole year.
But you know what? It does give me time to get my financial affairs into order so I can buy a new console.
Bro, they haven't even shown us the trailer.
That's what I'm saying. My problem. That's what Penguin Zero said.
Because my thing is, I don't want to wait.
You think they make the game? You think they made the game? We know they.
No way.
I know the leak.
You know this coding.
The leak version of the game.
Yeah.
Or do you think they're starting all over? What's going on?
That is my problem.
I have so many questions.
I'm a bit concerned because my thing is
that game better.
If they need to tell us when. Do you know when they started development on the game? Because when they have had to have.
A leaker.
The reason why Red Dead Redemption was so good is because they took time. They started a long time ago. Now, if you telling me that you waited, bro, it's almost 12 years now, man.
So remember they leaked that kid who hacked Rockstar and got all of that footage that we all watched, right? And then they could have stopped them, but they gave us the trailer, right? Anyway, to say, you know what? Fuck it. Yes, what you saw, some of it is true.
Yeah.
We've got Lucilla and Jason, if those are their names.
Yeah.
You can see how deep I am into these leaks. This breaks my heart, fam. But I think the cold feet. Because you know what's going on here. I was talking to my hand and Pink and White by Frank Ocean came in. So I'm gonna bring it together. And I was like, I don't think they're like, oh, Frank Ocean is dropping. And I'm like, Frank Ocean has been dropping. His album is 9 years old, by the way. He's been dropping. You see the same thing. You see the same thing right now. Frank Ocean did the same thing. He released a couple of singles. He gave us hope.
But I feel like with music, it's different.
Bro,
especially like, I don't think he will.
Nigga.
You know, if you make us wait that long.
Wait, GTA, the last GTA that came out almost 13 years ago, right? The last Frank Ocean album that came out 9 years ago, right? These people have one thing in common. Everyone is waiting for their return, right? And two things happen. I was saying with the Frank Ocean one, I was like, yo, nigga, it's either you never come back and you remain this history and we keep on blasting Blonde forever. Because the last time he had a Coachella performance, it was horrible. Because I don't think sometimes they realize they're doing cool shit without realizing they're doing cool shit. You understand?
Yeah.
Right now, we are cooking because a Rockstar told us. Right now, we're like, look at us. Imagine someone fucking you over for 13 years. And now I'm like, yeah, man, you know what? If they need the year, that's fucking 14. Bro, that's a whole human being, dog.
That's what I'm saying. It would hurt.
That's a whole...
If they release on the day of 26th of May. In actual fact, the time they release, and they release a subpar game. That will break... I feel like this would go to a point where I don't think there'll be... I think most people will just be hurt at Rockstar. I think we like,
remember, even when we watched the trailer, to be honest, we watched it and we all got excited because it was GTA 6. But let's be honest,
there was nothing in
there was nothing
in the trailer, bro. It's just like me. I hate, but
it was exciting.
But no, what made the trailer so dope? I'm not gonna lie. As much as honestly it was just fluff, but I felt like they gave us a low key, a feel of how the area might look. You know
I
what I'm
like it.
saying? I liked it. I
And
liked
I'm
seeing
so-
the fact that it was gonna be like a club scene, you know, blackness, new age shit, you know? Not
I
like
was so
when we were back in
excited
playing
to
Vice
see.
City, you know. I feel like now there's gonna
Bro, I
be
watched
Atlanta
Scarface.
niggas.
I watched
Bro, knowing
Scarface.
Rockstar, they're gonna write that
Did
shit
my wife
well.
send you tweets?
Yeah, she did.
We're actually over time. We've been
Yeah.
recording for 1 hour.
Yeah, so let's just read this one tweet, and then because I don't want to ask consistently rambling, but on the next episode we are hopefully going to be looking into more research in terms of the tribes in South Africa and their contribution just to the general overall
Yes,
society
Vinny loves reading.
and overall development.
Yeah, bro.
I'm very curious about this topic. I don't want to be them Pan-Africanist niggas, you know. Now you just, you know, sometimes you just,
Them
you know, I always feel like some
I
people
like
just take
actually. I don't want to get into the controversy of African Americans. I'm just gonna leave it for now.
Hey, you know what now, bro?
But me, at least, I know what it can
it's always the niggas that ain't.
Nah, they just leave it.
I don't even need to put that energy out there, man.
You just saw your WhatsApp
yeah,
date.
sorry, man. I was just
Someone got a new phone.
Yeah. You know this one. Okay, this is Smooth Marlini, who's verified apparently. It's crazy how we have to pay for Microsoft Word now. You know that when I read this again, I'm gonna read it again. It's crazy how we have to pay for Microsoft Word. That is a painful thing, bro. You don't, you know, like.
It's just
You just have
go
expensive.
going back. It's just your fuck.
Right now, you want to
subscriptions.
start. Right now, if you want to start a business, like, or even want to do side gigs, and you don't want to be like example. Now, you can take advantage. You can use the details at your current
Residing
place of employment. But in most cases, if you're gonna say I'm gonna do my own side, you need to subscribe to Microsoft 366,
which
plus,
I am.
Which
Literally, I am.
why?
Because I need to back up the pod, and it gives me like a terabyte of cloud storage. So
And then also gives you Word.
it gives me
Microsoft.
Copilot and all the and all of that.
But at least you prepare, nigga.
I
imagine
have
you're
a job
unemployed.
which pays. But
So what happens when you're unemployed? You wanna push
that happened to me. It was fucked up.
just when you realize
all I had to do was milk the last university fucking email
Subscriptions,
until they just said, "Oh shit, you graduated. Fuck you," and then they kicked me off. Now I thought I would have it for life, but yeah, it pretty much sucks that everything. Once they knew that a subscription is easy, because remember you could buy it.
Yeah.
Then they like, okay, you could buy it once a year.
Yeah.
And then it just kept on.
You know, when I also, because I think we're gonna have to end the segment now. But you know this segment.
You don't have a second one though.
No, I do, but I feel like I don't want to drag it too long.
Let's read the second one.
Okay, but before I read it, you know, I also thought about this segment, and I think we should call it, you know, ear on the ground. You know, because I feel like it's most of the times just showing what, you know, the normal people are doing.
This sounds
But-
deep. Are you even gonna remember the name?
Yeah, ear on the ground. Indlebe, Mastrati.
Ndlebe Pants.
You see now, ish. But anyways,
Ndlebe Pants. It sounds better than
you know, because
Ndlebe.
no, but because we record this podcast in the car, because the idea of is I like the reading the tweets and stuff, is because we also get a feel on, you know, what's the general conversation and the feel of, you know, our fellow generation. So I feel like, you know, since we record this in a whip, you know, where it would be nice, you know, if you have that ear on the ground, you know, when people are just passing, you're like, yo, man, what's going on, man, at this point? I think
This is Josie, bro. We just people
gonna be bringing niggas in the whip.
The fuck, bro. Anyway, guys.
What is the nigga gonna do once he's already in the car? Lock the nigga inside. I think we have both the power.
Yeah.
And if he starts doing my civil, he's not driving.
Yeah. That's fucked up, man.
We're not gonna go down
That's
without
really
a fight.
fucked up.
What do you mean?
It's just taking a nigga into a whip.
No, I'm saying you were making it seem like him coming in the whip puts us at threat. And I'm like, nigga, if that nigga tries to do anything funky, nigga,
He was
we
just
are
locked up.
driving with him. And you know what he must
Some
do?
tat. We need to
If I
start
was him-
speaking more Zulu.
No, I'm not doing that. You know what we do? We actually drive him. And we drive him, just where I stay in Farenaghe. Drop him there in Mayton.
And
And then drive home. Just because he attempted to rob me. I feel like that is a messed up way to punish people. And cops do that, bro. And I can imagine how many people died them doing that. Because as much as it's a funny thing, bro, imagine leaving a nigga in the middle out of nowhere and saying, nigga, find yourself back.
well, if
And what if he
don't do
trips?
funny shit, then that's not my problem.
Bro, you never know, man.
Anyway,
I don't
man,
think you need to do weird things to be in a sticky
I just
situation.
realized I'm hungry,
Oh,
and you still have to perform,
hey, bro.
and I'm broke.
Hey, bro. Anyways, guys, this has been Third Avenue, man.
And peace, love, take care of yourself.
Peace. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share,
wang, wang, wang.
and leave a comment, man. We must start putting, those, those things, man. How do you
Bro,
put on those animations?
I would just appreciate if you guys click play when you're driving on your way to work. I don't need y'all to do much. Yeah, and if you want to watch us, you'll watch us on your smart TV. Or do that. This is simple, and this has been Third Avenue reporting live. Peace, love, and we out.